Hello mates, my name is Risk and welcome back to It Moves. So in the previous video we were left around here, which is right after we did the factory part. And yeah, now there is something in the bed again and we gotta figure out what it is. And again, if you wanna see more of this game, let's shoot for 300 likes. It's funny how certain words can rename hidden from your mind, no matter how blunt or obvious they are. One word came to me that night, lying there in the darkness alone, frightened, aware of a rotten change in the atmosphere, a thickening of the air as if something had displaced it. As I heard the first casual twists of bed sheets below, the first anxious increase of my heartbeat at the realization that something was once again in the bottom bunk, that word, a word which had never been sent into exile, filtered up through my consciousness, breaking free of all repression, grasping from the screaming, itching and carving itself into my mind. Ghost. As this thought came to me, I noticed that my unwelcome visitor has ceased moving. The bedsheets lay calm and dormant, but they have been replaced by something far more. A slow, rhythmic, rasping breath heaved and escaped from the thin below. I could imagine its chest rising and falling with each sordid, wheezing and garbled breath. I shuddered and hoped beyond all hope that it would live without occurrence. The house lay, as it had the previous night, in a thick blanket of darkness. Silence prevailed, all but for prevented breath of my as yet unseen bunkmate. I lay there terrified. I just wanted this thing to go, to leave me alone. What did it want? Then something unmistakably chilling transpired. It moved in a way different from before. When it threw itself around in the bottom bunk, it seemed unrestrained, without purpose, almost animalistic. For that thing lying there in the darkness, that thing which seemed intent on terrorizing a young boy, calmly and nonchalantly sat up. Its labored breathing had become louder. Now only a mattress and a few flimsy wooden slats separated my body from the unhealthy breath below. I lay there, my eyes filled with tears, a fear which mere words cannot relate to you or anyone else coursed through my veins. I would not have believed that this fear could have been heightened, but I was so wrong. I imagined what this thing would look like, sitting there listening from below my mattress, hoping to catch the slightest hint that I was awake. Imagination then turned to an unraveling reality. It began to touch the wooden slats which my mattress sat on. It seemed to caress them carefully, running what I imagined to be fingers and hands across the surface of the wood. Then with a great force it prodded angrily between two slots into the mattress. Even though the padding, it felt as though someone had viciously stuck their fingers into my side. I let out an almighty cry, and the wheezing, shaking, and moving thing in the bunk below replied in kind of violently, vibrating the bunk as it had done the night before. Small flakes of paint poured onto the blanket from the wall as the frame of the bed scraped along it, backwards and forwards. Once again I was bathed in light, and there stood my mother, loving, caring as she always was, with a comforting hug and calming words, which eventually subdued my hysteria. Of course she asked what was wrong, but I could not say, I dared not say, I simply said one word over and over and over again. Ghost. Oh, nightmare. Okay. Wow, my nose is very stiffy, so I'm sorry if my voice sounds slightly different. This pattern of events continued for weeks, if not months. Night after night I would awake to the sound of rustling sheets. Each time I would scream so as to not provide this abomination with time to prod and feel for me. With each cry the bed would shake violently, stopping with the arrival of my mother, who would spend the rest of the night in the bottom bunk. Why not just sleep with your mother? Oh my god, the burp demon. Seemingly unaware of this sinister force torturing her son nightly, along the way I managed to feign illness a few times and come up with other less truthful reasons for sleeping in my parents' bed. But more often than not, I would be alone for the first few hours of each night in that place. The room where the lass from outside did not sit right, along with the thin. With time you can become designated to almost anything, no matter how horrific. I had come to realize that, for whatever reason, this thing could not harm me when my mother was present. I am sure the same would have been said for my father, but as loving as he was, waking him from sleep was almost impossible. Waking me, on the other hand, was no trouble at all, thanks to the nightmares. Oh no, it seems like we're going into another nightmare. Chapter 4? Chapter 4? Yeah, Angry Overlord. That sounds sinister. Wow, my nose just not cooperated with me today. Save, yeah. Save number 1, thank you very much. So, where are we exactly? Are we in a mansion? The painted glass disciples some religious man, I guess. Oh, that's no good. What the hell was that? Earthquake? Yep. A hook hangs from the wall. A piece of meat hangs to dry from it. Okay. The painted glass disciples... Okay, you already said that. Oh, was that a door? I couldn't tell. Huh? Oh, I can actually walk from over there. The painted glass disciples a scene from the Bible. Sure. I'm just gonna go. There is a door over here. Wow, what's going on over here? Various jars with disgusting stuff inside. Oh, whoa, that's pretty freaking creepy. Look at that jar with all the faces inside. Another one. This big jar is filled with heads of some sort. Hello? It's a big pool, but I'd rather not use it. Maybe because there is a titan there bathing. I don't know. Could be me, just me. Alright, let's see. Looks like a map. The picture describes a couple of men standing in front of a car. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Oh, what is that? Well, there is definitely something dead that I'm standing on. Anyway, I'm going down. Oh, those are dogs hanging from the ceiling. I just noticed that. Or some sort of animals. Hello? Hello? I mean, I know the thing behind me closed, but is there something I'm supposed to do? Am I supposed to wait for my demise? Oh, okay, okay. Oh, it's actually closing from both sides. Easy. I survived this with ease. Why do baby have mustaches? Yeah, it seems like every time we pass by one of them, it makes some sort of a weird sound. Oh, they're closing their mouth. Okay. I see. God damn it. How am I supposed to do this? Oh, their mouths are already okay, I thought there was some sort of like weird pattern they want me to do. I'm just gonna go. What is this sound? I don't know. This is slightly creepy. Just slightly. I'm just gonna keep on going to the right. I'm sure something will happen. Okay. Nah. How about no? Oh, okay. Did they eat me? My greatest fears were realized in the winter. The days grew short, and the longer nights merely provided this ranch with more opportunities. It was a difficult time for my family. My grandmother, a wonderfully kind and gentle woman, and deteriorated greatly since the death of my grandfather. My mother was trying her best to keep her in the community as long as possible. However, dementia is a cruel and degenerative illness, robbing a person of their memories one day at a time. Soon she recognized none of us, and it became clear that she would need to be moved from the house to a nursing home. Before she could be moved, my grandmother had a particularly difficult few nights, and my mother decided that she would stay with her. As much as I loved my grandmother and felt nothing but anxious at her illness, to this day I feel guilty that my first thoughts were not of her, but of what my nightly visitor may do should it become aware of my mother's absence. Her presence being the one thing which I was sure was protecting me from the full horror of these things' reach, I rushed home from school that day and immediately wrenched the bed sheets and mattress from the lower bunk. Removing all of these slots and placing an old desk, a chest of drawers, and some chairs which we kept in a cupboard where the bottom bunk used to be. I told my father I was making an office which he found adorable, but I would be damned if I'd give that thing a place to sleep for one more night. As darkness approached, I lay there knowing my mother was not in the house. I did not know what to do. My only impulse was to sneak into her jewelry box and take a small family crucifix which I had seen there before. While my family were not very religious at that age, I still believed in God and hoped that somehow this would protect me. Although fearful and anxious, while gripping the crucifix under my pillow tightly in my hand, sleep eventually came and I drifted off to dream. I hoped that I would awaken in the morning without incidents. Unfortunately, that night was the most terrifying of all. Oh geez. Chapter 5? Urban Explorer? Urban Explorer? What is this about? Oh jeez. Save, please. So are we in some sort of like a library? Nah. In a school. The feeling that something invading your privacy even without ill will is still disturbing. Yeah, it seems like I'm in some sort of a school. Hey you! How dare you! I am like the school policeman. Yeah. Hey you! Okay, I guess I'm just following it. Yeah, this is probably not the best idea, but what else do I have? I actually don't know where to go. I wonder who is that screaming. Sir? Okay, maybe I should go back. This is obviously not leading... Oh, never mind. Hello there! Is this the labor room? Well guys, I think I'm actually gonna leave you guys alone. See you later. You're actually not gonna do anything? Like, what am I supposed to do? Oh, okay. There you go. I'm sleeping. If I pretend to sleep, they might just go away. Oh, whoa. This is what happens if Pokemon's ever, you know, become the dominant species. Wow, my nose is itching as fuck. Oh my god. Listen guys, I'm asleep, you can't do anything. Right? So you had a good night's sleep tonight, or was I butchered? Nah, I assume I had a good night's sleep. You're awfully quiet nowadays. Is there something wrong, son? Nothing. Are you sure? Is there something wrong with your new room? Are you lonely without your brother? No. Alright then. I woke gradually. The room was once again dark. As my eyes adjusted, I could gradually make out the window and the door and the walls, some toys on a shelf. Even to this day, I shuddered to think of it, for there was no noise, no rustling of sheets, no movement at all. The room felt lifeless yet not empty. The nightly visitor, that unwelcome, wheezing, hate-filled thing which had terrorized me night after night, was not in the bottom bunk, it was in my bed. I opened my mouth to scream, but nothing came out. Utter terror and shaken the very sound from my voice, I lay motionless. If I could not scream, I did not want to let it know I was awake. I had not yet seen it, I could only feel it. It was obscured under my blanket. I could see its outline and I could feel its presence, but I dared not look. The weight of it pressed down on top of me, a sensation I will never forget. When I say that hours passed, I do not exaggerate. Laying there motionless in the darkness, I was every bit a scared and frightened young boy. If it had been during the summer months, it would have been light by then. But the grasp of winter is long and unrelenting, and I knew it would be hours before sunrise, a sunrise which I yearned for. I was a timid child by nature, but I reached a breaking point, a moment where I could wait no more, where I could survive under this intimate, deviant abomination no longer. Fear can sometimes wear you out, make you threadbare, a shell of nerves leaving only the slightest trace of you behind. I had to get out of the bed. Then I remembered the crucifix. My hand still lay underneath the pillow, but it was empty. I slowly moved my wrist around to find it, minimizing at best I could the sound and... Okay, so it is minimizing the sound and vibration caused, but it could be not found. I had either knocked it off from the top bunk, Jesus Christ, or it had. I could not even bear to think of it, even taken from my hand. Without the crucifix, I lost any sense of hope. Even at such a young age, you can be actually aware of what death is and intensely frightened of it. I knew I was going to die in that bed if I lay there, dormant, passive, doing nothing. I had to leave the room behind, but how? Should I leap from the bed and hope that I make it to the door? What if it's faster than me? Or should I slowly slip out of the top bunk, hoping to not disturb my uncanny bedfellow? Realizing that it had not stirred when I moved, trying to find the crucifix, I began to have the strangest of thoughts. Ah, senor. Wow, some of the words here I haven't seen before, so I'm sorry if I'm having trouble reading them. Chapter 6, The Abyss. How many chapters does it have? Oh, whoa, this is beautiful. Save, yes please. I'm a fish! I'm a fish boy. No, I'm actually an adult man, seems like. Hey fish, get out of my way. Can't you see I'm swimming here? Alright, where do I go from here? Do I go up? Do I go down? There is actually something over here. Yeah, okay. So where are we going, fellas? There is loads of fish here. And the ocean is a spooky place. So if you guys can be just slightly not scary today, I would appreciate that. What is this? I'm going inside the machine. Oh, whoa, I saw a body there. There is absolutely a body to the right side here. Wow. Was that my father? I don't know. Drain water and remove diving gear? Yes. Okay, so I'm still regular old me. What do I do? Oh, okay. Hey, you! Okay, he didn't notice me. So, can I look at his stuff? Read logbook? Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. One of my biggest fears in the deep water, ironic when you consider the fact that I am now working on a mining station thousands of feet underwater in the Marina Trench. I have always wondered why I was afraid and reached a simple conclusion. The true fear presented here is actually going down beneath the surface into the depth, into a combination of all of our most common fears. I fear of the dark. When you're at the bottom of a body of water, you can't see anything. It's pitch black. Even you, have you ever tried to swim as far down in a lake as you can? It gets really dark and cold really fast, about 2 feet down. But even that's nothing compared to the deepest point of on the entire crust of the Earth, located at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, the Marina Trench, which is 38,000 feet. If you put Mount Everest at the bottom of the trench, the top of the mountain would still be over a mile below the surface of the ocean. Everything below you is complete darkness, and this definitely plays into our collective fears into the dark. Okay. Wow, there is a lot to read. How much more is there to read? There is a lot to read. I'm sorry, I'm not reading all that. You can just go ahead and pause the video whenever you want to read. If you want to read, sure, that's cool, but don't make it freaking 10 pages. I'm not reading a book now. I'm playing a video game. Video games should be fun. That fish over there, that fish is fun, you see? Alright. Oh, wait. What? Am I drowning? What's going on? I'm gonna fall to this hole. Help! 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 Okay, it's not gonna work out for me, is it? Just gonna, oh, there is something in the ocean. I think I got, what do people call it? Digested. Yeah, I think I got digested. I think I'm currently still in somebody's belly and I'm getting digested as we speak. What if it was asleep? It hadn't so much as breathed since I had woken up. Perhaps it was resting, believing that it had finally got me, that I was finally in its grasp. Or perhaps it was toying with me. After all, it had been doing just that for countless nights, and now with me under it, pinned against my mattresses, with no mother to protect me, maybe it was holding off, savoring its victory until the last possible moment, like a wild animal savoring its prey. I tried to breathe as shallowly as possible, and mustering every ounce of courage I could, I reached over slowly with my right hand and began to peel the blanket off of me. What I found under those covers almost stopped my heart. I did not see it, but as my hand moved the blanket, it brushed against something. Something smooth and cold, something which felt unmistakably like a gaunt hand. Maybe that's a fish guy. I held my breath in terror as I was sure it must now have known that I was awake. Nothing. I did not stir. It felt dead. After a few moments I placed my hand carefully further down the blanket and felt a thin, poorly formed forearm. My confidence and almost twisted sense of curiosity grew as I moved down further to this large bicep muscle. The arm was outstretched, lying across my chest, with the hand resting on my left shoulder as if it had grabbed me in my sleep. I realized that I would have to move this cadaverous appendage if I even so much as hoped to escape the grasp. For some reason, the feeling of torn, ragged clothing on the shoulder of this night-time invader stopped me in my tracks. Fear once again swelled in my stomach and in my chest as I recoiled my hand in disgust at the touch of... oh my god, the burped even. Straggled, oily hair. I could not bring myself to touch its face, although I wonder to this very day what it would have felt like. Dear God, it moved. So are you gonna escape, mate, or are you gonna go back to sleep, or... Yeah, he's actually going back to sleep. Chapter 7. Hostia. Sure. Would you like to save? Hell yeah. How long? I have like very few more minutes to play. Wow, am I small? Oh, there is somebody over there. That's pretty cool. Hello there. How you guys doing? Not so great, eh? Oh, okay, I can climb into it. Whoa. What the fuck is going on here? Well, there is something over here. Hello there. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. Freaking aliens, man. I tell ya, they're pretty weird. I don't know what's so funny. That you have to freaking laugh so freaking loud. What is this? You think the creatures in Subnautica are weird, but goddamn. So what is this? I'm slightly weirded out, but I'm just gonna go ahead and continue. Hot. I wanna go in. And having once chosen never to seek to return to the crossroads of that decision, for even if one chooses wrongly, the choice cannot be unmade. Okay. Ow. 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 Well, it seems like I have to go somewhere. So where do I go? I can't go anywhere. Okay. I'm in an electricity station. Oh, it's my favorite buddy. It's a window cleaner. Okay. Can you stop with the music? It's slightly not... It's slightly unsettling. What was that? Okay, I think I'm just gonna go back. Oh, I can't. I wanna wake up. It moved. It was subtle, but its grip on my shoulder and across my body strengthened. No tears came, but God, how I wanted to cry. As its hand and arm slowly coiled around me, my left leg brushed along the cool wall which the bed lay against. Of all that happened to me in that room, this was the strangest. Oh, that's creepy. I realized that this clutching, rancid thing, which drew great delight from violently a young boy's bed, was not entirely on the top of me. It was sticking out from the wall, like a spider striking from its lair. Oh my God. Suddenly its grip moved from a slowly tightening to a sudden squeeze. It pulled and crawled at my clothes as if frightened that the opportunity would soon pass. I fought against it, but its emaciated arm was too strong for me. Its head rose up, writhing and contorting under the blanket. I now realized where it was taking me, into the wall. I fought for my dear life. I cried, and suddenly my voice returned to me, yelling, screaming, but no one came. Then I realized why it was so eager to suddenly strike, why this thing had to have me now. Through my window, that window which seemed to represent so much malice from outside, sticked hope, the first rays of sunshine. I struggled further, knowing that if I could just hold on, it would be soon gone. As I fought for my life, the unhealthy parasite shifted, slowly pulling itself up my chest, its head now poking out from under the blanket, wheezing, coughing, rasping. I do not remember its features. I simply remember its breathing against my face, foul and as cold as ice. As the sun broke over the horizon, that dark place, that suffocating room of contempt, was washed beneath something. I passed out as its scrawy fingers encircled my neck, squeezing the very life from me. Oh, he's joking me! What happened? Is that enough? Is that okay? I awoke to my father offering to make me some breakfast, a wonderful sight indeed. I had survived the most horrible experience of my life until then, and now. I moved the bed away from the wall, leaving behind the furniture I had believed would stop that thing from taking a bed. Little did I think that it would try to take mine and me. Weeks passed without incident, yet on one cold, frostbitten night, I awoke to the sound of the furniture where the bunk beds used to be vibrating violently. I lay there, sure I could hear a distant wheezing coming from deep within the wall, finally fading into the distance. And the following year, I was given a larger room on the other side of the house, and my parents took that room as their bedroom. They said they didn't need a large room, just one big enough for a bed and a few things. They lasted 10 days. We moved on the 11th. Yeah, nobody wants that room. It Moves, a game by Snow Owl. That was actually quite funny. So they took my room, and and I didn't tell them, you know, my character didn't tell them what was freaking him out. And then when they actually moved to my room, they only lasted 10 days before switching to a different house. That's actually pretty funny. Based on the story Bedtime by somebody. Playtesting by Optical Mouse. Oh, that was really cool. That was super cool. So, like, did they all have nightmares together? Or, I mean, they had each other, so I don't get why they're scared. Oh wait, I'm still playing? So can I just get the ending already? Cause... okay. That's kind of a sad ending. I don't know why, it seems like he still stays at the nightmares for some reason, but... I mean, at least that's what I got from the ending. Like, he didn't say anything about it, but we just were there, roaming around an empty place. I don't know, that's pretty weird, but... Anyway, I hoped, since they moved to a new house, they're not gonna have any more nightmares, and that's the last they're gonna hear of it. But anyway, that was It Moves. I hope you mates enjoyed. A really cool RPG horror game, and very creepy. There were actually no jump scares involved. There were only, like, creepiness. So, that's really cool, even though it didn't really scare me in any point. So yeah, again, if you enjoyed, let's shoot for 300 likes. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Subscribe to join the RiskRim if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next time. Bye bye.